Good morning. Hi, Vanita. Good morning. Good morning. All good. Asha, all good. Great. Vanita, all good. कल मैं नहीं आया था, आप लोग को इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल गया था पहले? पक्का, ठीक है। चलो, ये नहीं कि आ गए और वो बहुत दूर से आती है, एक लड़की है बहुत दूर से आती है, सोनाली। पेन कहाँ है? अच्छा, ये रहा। अच्छा, लास्ट क्लास में हमने क्या पढ़ा था? आर्टिकल 15। गुड। कोई डाउट है आपको आर्टिकल 15 से? बताओ। 28 आज है ना? You have doubt in Article 15, Clause 5. Differentiate between 4 and 5. No, there is a difference. There is a difference. Now, if you look at, 4 is talking about the state can make a special provision for the advancement of any socially and educationally backward classes, right? It was added in the First Amendment Act, right? Now, if you look at 5, it talks about, related to the admission in educational institutions. Okay? So specifically it talks about the admission in educational institution except the minority institutions. Right? That is a basic difference. Right? But both talks about the advancement of socially and educationally backward classes and SC/ST. यही डिफरेंस है और कोई डिफरेंस नहीं। कम नहीं, 4 तब दिया गया था जब जॉब्स की बात थी, राइट? अब एजुकेशन में भी रिजर्वेशन दे दिया गया तो लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे, तो उन्होंने क्या किया, एक नया आर्टिकल और डाल दिया, ठीक है, ताकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट कुछ ना कर पाए। कम आकाश। एनी अदर डॉट? नहीं विनय है तुम्हारे पास? होगा तो बोलो, डोंट बी शाय, डोंट शाय, आस्क एनी क्वेश्चन, एनी क्वेरी। So let's talk about Article 16 and then we will discuss issue of reservation. इसको ध्यान से पढ़िए, राइट? कहीं भी कुछ समझ में नहीं आए तो मुझे पूछिए, मैंने जो पढ़ा है वही वही होगा, मैंने पढ़ा नहीं है, राइट? मेरे लिए भी ये नया है, राइट? इसलिए मैं देख रहा हूँ कुछ नया मिल जाए तो कुछ आपको बता दूं। Look at Article 16. Which talks about equal opportunity in matter of public employment. Quality of opportunity in matter of public employment. Can you read Article 16, Clause 1? पढ़िए तो। Look at the under the state, right? Now, what is state? You know, Article 12, right? So, if you look at there are few things like first is called there shall be equality of opportunity for all citizens, right? In matter of relating to employment or appointment to any office under the state. So, it talks about equality of opportunities in matter of employment or appointment, right, to any office under the state. एक चीज मैं बता रहा हूं आप लोग को, बहुत स्लोली जा रहा हूं मैं, but what you have to do, you have to read at least 10 times your notes, so that बाद में भूल जाते, पक्का भूलेंगे, मैं भी भूलता हूं, आप भी भूलेंगे, ये मत सोचना कि मैं भूलूंगा नहीं, हम भूल जाते हैं, ठीक है, वी आर नॉट कंप्यूटर, वी आर मोर देन दैट, बट हम भूल जाते हैं, राइट. So first is equality of opportunity in matter of employment or appointment in under the office of under the state. Now second क्या कहता है, पढ़ो तो जरा, anyone who can read. आकाश, do you have this bite? तो ले लीजिए. 2 क्या कहता है? No citizen shall on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, descent, place of birth, residence or any of them be ineligible for this or discriminated against in respect of any employment or office under the state. इसका मतलब क्या है कि state shall not discriminate citizen. इसका मतलब यही है ना, पहला तो ये कहता है कि state shall give equal opportunity to any citizen. इसका मतलब क्या है, अगर हम इसको थोड़ा रिवर्स कर दे, right, state shall provide equal opportunity to all citizens in matter of employment और अपॉइंटमेंट. ठीक है, अलग अलग तरीके से इसको तोड़ मरोड़ के पढ़ो. दैट इज फर्स्ट. That is first, right? Now, what is second? A state shall not discriminate any citizen, right? Or no citizen shall be discriminated on grounds of religion, race, caste. यहाँ पे grounds only of लिखा हुआ है, only of religion, race, caste, sex, descent, place of birth, residence or any of them. अच्छा, इसमें लैंग्वेज नहीं है. Means state can differentiate, discriminate citizen on the basis of language or other criteria, right? Only का मतलब है कि केवल इसी ग्राउंड पे डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं हो सकता, अदरवाइज डिस्क्रिमिनेशन इज पॉसिबल. ओनली का यही मतलब है कि इसमें भी ओनली है, एंड आर्टिकल 15 आल्सो यूजेस द वर्ड ओनली, राइट? In Article 15, there are only 5 grounds on which state cannot discriminate on any citizen, or the society cannot discriminate. Now here ground is larger, right? Citizens shall not be discriminated, only of religion, race, caste, sex, descent. वहां पर descent नहीं है. Place of birth, residence, ठीक है, or any of them, right? राइट. डिसेंट मतलब होता है कि आप किस खानदान से आ रहे हैं, कहां से आ रहे हैं, कोई मतलब नहीं है स्टेट को, राइट? किस क्लान से आ रहे हैं, किस किनशिप से आ रहे हैं, कोई मतलब नहीं उनको. आप राजा खानदान के हैं, you know, it does not matter whether you are belonging from any great king, right? That descent doesn't matter. Any of them. In matter of public employment, you write, in matter of public employment, you write, no citizen shall be discriminated on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, descent, place of birth, residence, or any of them in matter of public employment. Now, if you see the third statement, it says the state can make a special law, right, and can put some criteria, right, in matter of public employment. For example, residence, right? जो आर्टिकल क्लॉज 3 है इसका 16 क्लॉज 3 जो थर्ड है, it says that a state can make a special provision, make a special provisions to put no residence as a criteria. Right? For discrimination. In public employment. So if you look at, right, under the state. So if you look at the 3 is exception to the 2. Article 16 clause 3 is exceptions to the article 16 clause 2. What is this? Exceptions to article clause 16(2) जो कहता है कि रेसिडेंस पे डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं हो सकता है. ये कहता है कि हो सकता है रेसिडेंस पे डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. फॉर एग्जांपल, if you are living in Goa, now many jobs you can find when you are only Goa, residents of Goa, you cannot find job. What's the idea? Now it was also to suit the article 15 clause 2 and 1, right? So that is the thing. Now look at article clause 4, 16 clause 4. It talks about reservation of SCs and ST, right? A state can make a special provision. A state can make special provisions for the reservation of appointments or post in favor of backward classes, of citizen. Now if you look at, now there is so many changes in this article. Article 15 clause 4. It is one of the most contested article in Indian Constitution. Why is it so? If you look at, first it talks about reservation of, right, backward classes. Now secondly it talks about that the state can give reservation in promotion, right? इसका जो 4 है, 4A है. ऐसे लिखो. This is article 16(4), article 16(3). right? ऐसे नॉमेनक्लेचर करिए तो अच्छा रहेगा क्योंकि इसमें भी ऐसे दिया हुआ है. 4A says, the state can make a special provision for reservation, or the state may make provision for reservation in promotion. Right? with consequential seniority. लिखिए फिर समझाता हूं. The state may make provision for reservation in promotion with consequential seniority. Consequential seniority. State can make a special provision state may make provision for reservation in promotion with consequential seniority. Consequential seniority. No? To any classes, to any classes of post right under the state for SCs, STs. If a state feels they lacked representation, they matlab the SC ST. Now if you look at here, the two term is that the reservation in promotion. Now this was the recent addition. Initially there was no reservation in promotion. There was only reservation, which has not been challenged in the court. Reservation for SC ST, yeah. Right? In jobs, in educational institution, everywhere, right? That was not under challenge. But if you look at later on, there was a feeling that the representation of SCST are lacking at the higher level of government. You know, there are 4 layers of government. Group A, पता है? कौन सा है? Group A, then Group B, then Group C, then आप देखेंगे कि at the lower level there are higher representation of comparatively, but not more than their proportional population. But here there was a no, and there was no representation of SC ST or very less representation of SC ST at higher level of government, and there was a demand that there should be reservation in promotion too. Right now, government has added a new addition. Right now, this clause was added by 77th Amendment Act. ये जो clause है, this clause was added by which one? 77th CAA in 1995. In 1995 में जोड़ा गया the clause. Now one person, his name was Birpal Singh, he challenged this clause, right? And in that judgment, Supreme Court actually upheld this, legality, Article 14A, reservation in promotion, but actually it introduced certain clause, right? Not down. This 77th CAA was challenged in Birpal Singh case, Birpal Singh versus Union of India case, in which the Supreme Court held that क्या लिखा? challenge in the Supreme Court in Birpal Singh versus Union of India case, in which Supreme Court, validated, in which Supreme Court validated 77th Constitutional Amendment Act. बहुत आराम से करना है, हाँ. In which Supreme Court validated the 77th Amendment Act, but it introduced catch-up rules. But it introduced catch-up rules. Catch-up rules. अब समझ लो catch-up rules क्या है. अब तो 4A आ गया. 16(4)(a), which talked about reservation in promotion, right? What was the Amendment Act? 77 CAA, that was Amendment Act. And what it provided? Reservation in promotion. Reservation in promotion. Now that was the government stand. Now if you know why government takes certain stand, because of the disadvantage, demand होता है. राइट अब होता है क्या है कि हम इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स में हम लोग डिमांड ही नहीं करते. राइट ना होता क्या है कि व्हेन यू डिमांड, यू सेट द एजेंडा, यू मतलब वी द पीपल सेट द एजेंडा, देन गवर्नमेंट रिस्पॉन्ड्स. राइट नाउ होता क्या, समटाइम्स गवर्नमेंट सेट द एजेंडा एंड देन वी रिस्पॉन्ड. राइट वी आर अनेबल टू फेल टू पुट एजेंडा बिफोर द गवर्नमेंट, है ना. Currently government is putting their agenda. Every day government put new agenda, new things आपके सामने दे देगा. कभी अली वर्सेस बजरंग बली, और sometimes कोरोना जिहाद, और sometimes UPSC jihad, sometimes love jihad, sometimes this or that. Every day you have different. हर 10 आप देखो 10 दिन के बाद नया चीज आ जाता है डिस्कस करने के लिए. Right now that was not the time. Since 2014, politics has changed a lot, right? और 2010 में आप लोग क्या हाल था? Where were you? In which class? कौन सी क्लास में थे? सेकेंड क्लास में, फर्स्ट क्लास में, देखो, right? अब सोचो उससे पहले चीजें अलग थी, right? Actually, civil society group people used to decide, and there was a demand. For example, if you look at before 2014. Government responded, although government was corrupt, let me tell you. And current government is also corrupt. Now media is not opening corruption. That's a different point of. कोई भी सरकार कह दे कि मैं corrupt नहीं हूं, कोई भी दुनिया का कोई भी सरकार. Corruption is necessary as like salt in your vegetables. नहीं, everywhere there is a corruption. कोई बोलेगा US में corruption नहीं है, it's false. Now 2014 से पहले there were so many demand by the state, by the people. Now let me tell you one example. Before 2014 there was a lots of tribal movement. Since 1990 you can see in Indian politics there were so many social movements. Let me talk in a broader perspective. Can you tell me 2-3 movements that occurred after 1990 or after 1980s? Ram Mandir movement, yes. Or bolo, labor movement, farmers movement, yeah. Then women movement, then Dalit movement, the tribal movement, LGBTQI movement, the movement for rights of the children. Now, if you look at earlier, government responded to this movement. Let me give you an example. Have you heard about Forest Right Act? FRA 2006. What had government responded to the tribals? 1995 की बात हो रही है जिसमें हम कह रहे कि ये हुआ था. 1996 में पेसा एक्ट आया था, पता है आपको? Government responded to the different demand made by the people. 1990, 70th and 74th Amendment Act was done in order to give representation to women. Making sense? Similarly, government responded to in 1995 to the demand that there should be reservation in promotion, and that was 70. This was challenged in what case? Birpal Singh case. And in this case, Supreme Court validated it. and it talked about catch-up rules. Now, what is this catch-up rules? Let me give you an example or understand catch-up rules. Consider you 5 people had been recruited. A, B, C, D, E. 5 हो गया ना? Yeah, 5 people. Now, out of 5, consider 2 are from SC community. Yeah, this is example, hypothesis. Now, the general rule was after 5 years there will be promotion. After 5 years there will be promotion. ठीक है? समझ में आया? ऐसा ही होता है. 7 साल 5 साल 7 साल लग जाता है प्रमोशन के लिए. डिपेंड्स ऑन पोस्ट होता है. ठीक है? नाउ अगर मान लो कि रिजर्वेशन से तो ये लोग आ गए हैं 2 लोग, अब इनका ये लोअर लेवल पे है, आगे हायर लेवल पे कोई है नहीं, तो इनको प्रमोशन कब मिलेगा? मान लो कंसीडर आफ्टर जस्ट 3 इयर्स. सबको मिलना था 5 साल, बट रिजर्वेशन हो गया. There was a reservation in promotion was introduced. Then what will be the impact? Now D and E shall they get reservation promotion earlier. After how many years? Considered after 3 years, D and E has secured promotion. Now D in E had become superior to ABC. Am I making sense? समझ में आ रहा है? सिंपल रूल है ये. DE को जल्दी प्रमोशन मिल गया. No, D and E secured early promotion because of the 77th Amendment Act. Now ABC are at the same point of right. अब क्या होगा? 2 साल बाद इनका भी तो प्रमोशन होगा, राइट? 2 साल बाद इनका भी प्रमोशन होगा. अब क्या होगा? आइदर ये इक्वल होंगे या इनसे भी सीनियर हो जाएंगे. इट में भी हो सकता है कुछ यहां पर सीनियर पोस्ट में आप ज्वाइन किया हुआ हो, राइट? नाउ दिस मे बी आइदर इक्वल और द सीनियर जाएगा. मान लो कि 5 लोग ज्वाइन किए हैं, ए और बी सीनियर पोस्ट पे ज्वाइन किया है उसी ऑफिस में, राइट? बट इन डी और ई जूनियर है, जस्ट इमीडिएट जूनियर इंजीनियर और इंजीनियर. समझ में आया? नाउ जूनियर इंजीनियर विल बी द सीनियर इंजीनियर एंड ही विल बी द इंजीनियर, राइट? अब कैचअप रूल्स है कि व्हेन ए बी सी विल गेट रिजर्वेशन प्रमोशन आफ्टर 2 years, right? If he is senior at this post, he will be senior here also. समझ में आया? That is catch-up rules that enabled a person, right, to get seniority after the promotion. That is catch-up rules. Now look at the seniority. अभी लिखवाया ना मैंने, consequential seniority. Consequential का मतलब क्या होता है? Consequences it means लगा या consequent means consequent मतलब होता है result, at the result. उसका किसी का consequences of earthquake, right? अब क्या होगा? गवर्नमेंट ने कैचअप रूल्स लगा दिया, right? Now government, what government did? Government made another amendment act, and that amendment act actually repealed the catch-up rules and introduced consequential seniority. Here there is a 2 amendment act. One is 77th and another was 85th. Yeah, another was 85th. अब गवर्नमेंट ने कैचअप रूल्स करने के बाद, if Supreme Court said there will be catch-up rules. Catch-up rules समझ में आया? पहली बात. Vanita, did you get the catch-up rules? Catch-up rules means consider A and B was a senior initially, he will be senior after the promotion because 2 साल बाद उनको भी तो मिल जाएगा, right? Proper 5 साल है सबके लिए, but reservation in promotion was implemented. D and E had already get secured promotion early, 2 years early. Now promotion होता तो आपका पोस्ट बढ़ता है, आपका रैंक बढ़ता है और आपकी सैलरी भी बढ़ती है, right? Now consider ये दोनों इन दोनों के ऊपर आ गए. Now there will be again रिजर्वेशन, राइट? अब क्या है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने पार्लियामेंट ने क्या किया? पार्लियामेंट पास्ड 85th CAA and introduced consequential seniority. consequential seniority. Consequential seniority का मतलब है a senior is always a senior. A senior is always a senior. Literal meaning इसका यही है. A dada is always dada, huh? Right? है ना. अब मूवी नहीं आती, पहले मूवी आती थी शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा का, उसका जो बड़ा बोल्ड, यू नो शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा इज an actor and he was very bold in his attitude, right? तो ताश का पत्ते दिखाता था और बोलता था कि वो बोला कि अच्छा 3 मेरा आ गया बादशाह. उसने लाइक तुम्हारा क्या आ गया, मेरा आ गया 3 बादशाह. बोला इसमें तो 2 ही है. बोला तीसरा तुम्हें दिख नहीं रहा हूं क्या, राइट? तो मैं ही दादा हूं. नो, अब यहां पर through the when consequential synergy you apply, then what will happen when A and B will, or since C will get promotion after 2 years, right? And if D and E will be the junior there, he will get again another promotion. The D and E will get another promotion and will be remain always senior. समझ में आया? बिल्कुल, बड़ा ही समझ, ऐसा है ही चीज. एक बार समझ में आ जाएगा, बहुत आसान सा है. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड, हम फिर से समझा रहा हूं. ए बी सी डी ई एफ जी एच इतने लोग हैं, किसी को जॉब मिला. कंसीडर 3 आर फ्रॉम SC ST कैटेगरी, सेम पोस्ट पे, राइट? नाउ हो सकता है इसमें से 2 हैं ऊपर, but they have got jobs at the same time, same office, same year. Now the general rule is after 5 years there shall be reservation. Sorry, promotion. After 5 years there shall be promotion. Promotion सबको मिलेगा 5 साल के बाद. But due to 77th Constitutional Amendment Act, there is a reservation in promotion. Now if you look at then F, G and H will get early promotion. Hey, because reservation in promotion, right? So F, G, H promoted after 3 years. Consider, right? And F, G, H by this time become senior of B and C because of this their promotion, right? Now when this was challenged, Supreme Court said it is a fine, but there shall be catch-up rules. What is catch-up rules? Consider B and C shall be again promoted after 2 years because 3 year तो हो गया, right? अब अगले 3 साल में इनका प्रमोशन नहीं होगा, right? Within 2 years he will get promoted and he will be remain in the office. It may be that B and C may be the senior here over again after 2 years. अब सोचो ये जो सीनियर था एक टाइम पे, अब ये सीनियर हो गया, ठीक है? अब so that is catch-up rules, right? That is Supreme Court applied this rule, right? Now Parliament introduced 85th Constitutional Amendment Act and introduced consequential seniority, right? Now consider F, G, H will get again promotion in reservation. F, G, H was senior, shall be a senior. That is a consequential seniority. No one is going to ask you an examination, but you should understand what is consequential seniority. So it is necessary to promote D and E together. I have given you example, right? I have given you example. It is not necessary, but after some duration, everyone get promotion. Everyone get promotion, right? Now what happens? Consider there are 4 groups of job. मैंने कहा आपको there are 4 groups of job. मान लीजिए D से किसी का प्रमोशन हो गया, D ग्रुप D से 4 ग्रुप होता है ना, ग्रुप A, ग्रुप B. किसी ने B में ज्वाइन किया, किसी ने A में ज्वाइन किया, ठीक है? इसका प्रमोशन हो गया, ये ए ग्रुप बन गया, ए वाला ए ग्रुप में आ गया, राइट। अब इसका प्रमोशन होगा, मान लो ये इसका भी सीनियर हो गया, इसका भी होगा, तो फिर से ही सीनियर हो जाएगा, दैट इज कैचअप रूल्स। बट पार्लियामेंट इंट्रोड्यूस कॉन्सिक्वेंशियल सीनियरिटी, कि अगर ए बी सीनियर हो गया एक बार ए से, तो बार बार सीनियर ही हो रहेगा वो, दैट विल बी बार बार सीनियर, वो जूनियर कभी नहीं होगा फिर। वंस अ सीनियर विल ऑलवेज बी अ सीनियर। पहले अगर प्रमोशन मिल गया, अगर किसी का प्रमोशन हो रहा है ना, and if that person is becoming senior to that person, then I'll get again double. This is called double reservation in promotion. दोबारा फिर से प्रमोशन मिल जाएगा उनको सीनियरिटी के लेवल पे। यस यस, हमेशा सीनियर रहेंगे वो, कोई मतलब नहीं है। यस यस, दे आर रिजर्व्ड। या यू राइट, यू राइट। यहाँ पे आइडिया है कि रिप्रेजेंटेशन देना, यहां पर हाँ हो सकता है, नो इशू एट ऑल, राइट, यहां पर भी हो सकता है, बट एग्जैक्टली कंसिडर, मान लो कि सब बराबर है तो, सब बराबर है तो, मैंने तो यहाँ पर एजम्पशन किया, ये आगे पीछे भी होता है क्या, यहाँ पे मैंने एजम्पशन किया कि अगर ये बी एन सी सीनियर है, कंसीडर इफ ऑल आर इक्वल, राइट, देन ही विल बी सीनियर, राइट, ठीक है, तो वो फिर से सीनियर हो जाएगा, प्रमोटेड हो जाएगा। यस 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 यस, इट्स कॉल्ड डबल प्रमोशन, consequential seniority, एक बार once a senior is always senior, and that was actually done by the 85th constitutional amendment act. Now again if you look at, अच्छा लिखा लिखा इसको 85th constitutional amendment act, parliament introduced 85th constitutional amendment act and introduced consequential seniority. What is consequential seniority? Once a senior is always a senior, right? Now right, both 77th and 85th constitutional amendment act change the paragraph and write both 77th CAA and 85th CAA was challenged in the Supreme Court. Both 77th and 85th CAA was challenged in the Supreme Court. The 5 judges bench in M. Nagaraj case the 5 judges case in M. Nagaraj case held that 77th and 85th 77th and 85th CAA are valid, but a state cannot give reservation in promotion a state cannot give reservation in promotion on discretionary basis, on discretionary basis. Right? The state must produce a quantifiable data. The state must produce a quantifiable data. The state must produce a quantifiable data that demonstrate the state must produce a quantifiable data that demonstrates backwardness and inadequacy of representation that demonstrate backwardness and inadequacy of representation. In 2018, next point, in 2018, Supreme Court upheld M. Nagaraj judgment. In 2018, Supreme Court upheld M. Nagaraj judgment in Lakshmi Narayan Gupta case. Lakshmi Narayan Gupta case. समझ में आया? Government validated the 85th, and so now there are reservation in promotion too, but with consequential seniority. But state cannot provide this reservation without any ground. The state has to produce the quantifiable data. वो बताना पड़ेगा, right? So sometimes you can see this is as a restrictions to the state from the judiciary side for giving reservation in promotion. What the idea? Now look at Article 16, Clause 5. Right, a law can provide. Now अभी तक ये Article 15 Clause 4 था, 4A 4 था. Now talk about Article Clause 15 Clause 5. The law can provide. The law can provide. The law can provide some criteria of incumbent. Incumbent मतलब क्या होता है? The person who is in office, right? Or the office. The law can provide some criteria for incumbent. 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 Related to religious or denominational institutions. A law can provide special criteria for incumbent related to religious or denominational institutions. Law can provide special criteria for incumbent of an office related to religious or denominational institutions or a member of its governing body or a member of its governing body. Should belong to the particular community, religious community. Should belongs to a particular religion or religious community. Now अब ये क्या है? को समझाना है मुझे. Now look at, there are many religious denominations, right? For example, what is a religious denomination? क्या होता है religious denomination? Sect, yeah. What is sect? वो कह दिया, yeah, religious denomination is sect. Hinduism, Buddhism है, or for example, Sikh is a sect, different sect, right? or there are certain denominational institutions, right? For example, have you heard about Baba Ram Rahim to chale gaye jail mein? There are Radha Swami Satsang, right? Radha Swami Satsang is a religious denomination. It is a sect. Or have you heard about Ravidasi? Ravidasi in Punjab? नहीं सुना है? It is a sect. Nirankari, it is a sect. Nirankari सुना है? Nirankari is a sect. Have you heard about Aurobindo Ashram? Aurobindo Ashram is a sect. Now let's talk about Article 15, that law can provide a special criteria, right, for the incumbent, for the office bearer, right? Office bearer that may be from the particular religious denomination. For example, have you heard of the Waqf board? Waqf board का सुने हो? अरे भैया, वक्फ सुने हो? वक्फ बोर्ड नहीं सुना? क्या होता है? What is वक्फ बोर्ड? नहीं, it is not judgment, it is not a board. Within Islam there are welfare institutions, right? Within Islam there are welfare institutions, like within Hindu there are welfare institutions, like Tirupati. Have you heard of Tirupati? Yes, sir. Of Andhra, right? सुना है ना तिरुपति के बारे में? वो एक्चुअली उसका एक बोर्ड है, वो अपना वेलफेयर करता है. सिमिलरली यहाँ पर भी एक उनका बोर्ड है, वक्फ बोर्ड. इस्लाम में अपना वेलफेयर काम करता है. जैसे दान देना इज वन ऑफ द, दान मतलब हिंदी में बता रहा हूँ, उनको बोलते हैं जकात. हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट द वर्ड जकात? जकात जैसे हिंदू में बोलते हैं दान देना, डोनेशन, right? In Islam it is called zakat, right? Now through the zakat they do lots of welfare. There are many. For example, there are Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee. सुना है गुरुद्वारा प्रबंधक कमेटी के बारे में? नहीं सुना? अच्छा, where this Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee is located to? Amritsar, Punjab, right? Amritsar, Punjab. Have you heard of Amritsar, Punjab? There are Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee, right? Now, Article 16 says a law can provide a special criteria, right? Exactly मैं क्या है नहीं बता रहा हूँ, meaning क्या है बता रहा हूँ. Law can provide a special criteria for incumbent for any religious or denominational institution, that member or board of member can be from that community only. For example, Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee members cannot be from the Islam, right? ठीक है? But consider many group that committee was funded by the government, state government. Now that can be called a state that can do discrimination. नहीं? अच्छा, एक एग्जांपल बताता हूं. एक हनुमान मंदिर है बनारस में. There is a Hanuman. Have you been to Banaras? नहीं, जो नहीं गया है वो जाओ. बनारस is a good city. रसों से बना शहर जिसको बनारस कहते हैं. It's a good city. It's a peaceful city. It's a syncretic city. Syncretic मतलब a mix of many things, right? Food culture, tea, गोलगप्पे, बनारस का पान, बनारस के घाट, बनारस का ठग भी. Have you heard about ठग? Thief. ठग बोलते हैं फ्रॉड को. अब बनारस में you can find one after one, fraudulent person. But you can find Banaras is one of the cultural capital of India. Cultural capital कहते हैं बनारस को. It's good. You have to be aware about the fraud person in Banaras. Second, have you heard about bull? उससे बच के रहना होता है. वो आपको कभी भी कहीं पर भी वो दो लोग लड़ते रहते हैं. बनारस की गलियां, very narrow गलियां, right? ठीक है? Banaras is a good city. It's a cultural city. You should visit. अभी ज्ञानवापी मॉस्क को लेकर के it is in news, but Banaras is a very peaceful city, right? It is a city which actually gave birth to the syncretism, right? For example, Hindu and Muslim both are living there, right? If you look at the कौन सी साड़ी होती है वहां पर, बनारस की साड़ी, उसका नाम है पर्टिकुलर, बनारस तो बोलते बनारस की साड़ी, दैट इज पर्टिकुलर, दैट इज डन बाय हैंड वेवर, इज डन बाय द मुस्लिम्स, गलियों में बनते हैं, राइट ना। वहां पर एक हनुमान मंदिर है, मैं बनारस क्यों चला गया, हनुमान मंदिर के कारण। एंड यू नो द पुजारी, द प्राइस्ट ऑफ हनुमान मंदिर इज अ स्टेट अपॉइंटी, दे आर अपॉइंटेड बाय स्टेट। नाउ अब आप नहीं कह सकते हैं कि इट इज अ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन। एनी पर्सन फ्रॉम अदर religious domination may go to the court. I want to be pujari priced, right? And, but there is already a law for that. Law can put some criteria for incumbent of any religious denomination, right? There are many temples which is run by state, you know, बहुत सारे हैं, बहुत सारे हैं। सॉरी, बिहार में एग्जैक्टली आई डोंट नो, बिहार में है कि नहीं है, आई डोंट नो। चार धाम में बहुत सारे काम होते हैं, जैसे 1 मिनट, चार धाम की बात आई तो इस मेरे दिमाग में आया, इन कश्मीर देयर इज अ सम माता मंदिर, वैष्णो देवी, वैष्णो देवी मंदिर, या वैष्णो देवी मंदिर, हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट वैष्णो देवी मंदिर, राइट? और अमरनाथ टेम्पल, अमरनाथ यात्रा होता है, देयर इज अ बोर्ड, अमरनाथ बोर्ड, दिस इज अ गवर्नमेंट बॉडी। नाउ द मेंबर ऑफ दैट बॉडी विल बी फ्रॉम द हिंदू कम्युनिटी। Sikh cannot claim or Muslim cannot claim कि but as per Article 16 Clause 1 तो कहता है the state shall not discriminate in public employment on the basis of religion, but it is a discrimination on the basis of religion. So Article 16 Clause 5 is also exceptions to Article Clause 1 and Clause 2. समझ में आया कि नहीं समझ में आया? समझ में आया? अच्छा, ये किसका एक्सेप्शन, क्यों एक्सेप्शन है? बिकॉज इट इज अ appointment or recruitment in the religious denomination. Are you getting my point? Like for example, Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee, if Punjab government have certain regulation to control the Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee, right, they can recruit from Sikh only. The Sikh Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee member, board member may be recruited only from the Sikh community. Or for example, any Christian community, a Christian board, right? Person can be only recruited from the Christian community, right? As of now, it's not coming to my mind, but let me give an example. There is a college, Jesus and Mary College, in University of Delhi. Have you heard about Jesus and Mary College? This is a Christian, it's not minority institution, but yet its board is Christians, right? अब वहां पर जो न्यूक्लियर बोर्ड है वहां पर केवल क्रिश्चियन होगा, दूसरा नहीं कह सकता कि तो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है भाई। समझ में आया? समझ में आया? व्हाट इज आर्टिकल 15 क्लॉज 5? इतनी देर से मैं समझा रहा हूं, लिखवा दिया, राइट? हाँ, वही तो अब एक्सेप्शंस है, वही तो मैं बता रहा हूं। मैंने आप नहीं थे, मैंने बताया कि आर्टिकल 15 जो 14 था ना, इसके बाद राइट टू इक्वालिटी में डालना ही नहीं चाहिए था कुछ। आर्टिकल 14 के बाद इक्वालिटी का कुछ भी डालना ही नहीं चाहिए था। आर्टिकल 14 वाज द सफिशिएंट। आर्टिकल 14 इज अ कोर टू द राइट टू इक्वालिटी, कुछ नहीं डालना चाहिए था, राइट? बट व्हाई आर्टिकल 15, 16, 17 had been put up? It's all about the socio-economic rights or equity. It's all about socio-economic rights and equity, right? अगर आप देखोगे कि इक्वालिटी अगर आप बात करेंगे हम इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, तो एक तो हमारा प्रीएम्बल में मिल जाता है, इक्वालिटी ऑफ स्टेटस एंड इक्वालिटी ऑफ डिग्निटी, राइट? अब यहां पर जो है राइट टू इक्वालिटी, इसके अंदर अब बात करोगे राइट टू इक्वालिटी, आर्टिकल 14 टू 18, या अब यहां पर चार तरह की इक्वालिटी है। एक तो है इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ, ठीक है? एक है इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी, राइट? नाउ तीसरा है नॉन डिस्क्रिमिनेशन, चौथा है इक्विटी और सोशियो इकोनॉमिक जस्टिस। Now, why this has been added? Now, if you look at Article Equal Protection of Law और Article 15 Clause 3, 4, 5, 6 सब इसी के अंदर आएगा। Article 16 Clause 4, 4A, right? Okay? उसी के अंदर Article 16, 17, it will come here, right? This was sufficient dialogue. It was sufficient if society would have been. Indian society is multicultural, multi-religious, right? And there was a layers of inequality in Indian society, and that's why there's a need to explain further details. But the Constituent Assembly maker, they were very, very excellent. They were very, very excellent. They were meritorious. They understood Indian society, and that's why Indian Constitution worked out. Let me tell you. एक स्कॉलर जापान फ्रांस में गया, आपको बताया ये कहानी उसको। now one scholar went to the French library. जब आप लाइब्रेरी में जाते हो ना तो लाइब्रेरियन को बोलते हो किताब दे दो, अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया दे दो। उसने डिमांड किया गिव मी अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ फ्रांस। वो बोला व्हिच कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट? फ्रांस इज अ कंट्री व्हिच मेड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन 13 टाइम्स। Now we made only one time, and this constitution is acceptable to all communities. Let me tell you, the oppressed also assert their rights on the name of constitution, right? Got the idea? Now tell me any community which rejects constitution. No community. Why is it so? Because if you look at the constitution maker, they were very, very conscious about the multi-layered inequality in Indian society. There was no equality. Otherwise, Article 14 would have been sufficient in order to define equality. कोई जरूरत नहीं सबको डालने में, राइट? उस दिन पूछा तो निशान कह रहे सर थोड़ा डिटेल में कहना था। डिटेल में जरूर कहना था। क्यों कहना था? Because they knew that Indian society is multi-layered. It is a multicultural, right? And that's why they had to speak explicitly something about, so that the future generation cannot fight on it. They can coexist it, right? जब कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बन गया तो अंबेडकर को बोला गया कि क्या ये संविधान चलेगा? अंबेडकर को ये सेम क्वेश्चन को पूछा गया, and there were two respondents. One was Dr. Rajendra Prasad and another was Dr. Ambedkar. Two responded on the question that whether this constitution will work or not. Now, Dr. Rajendra Prasad and Ambedkar both had agreed that this constitution will work if the leader is better. Right? They can make this constitution better. Now, and it does not matter what kind of constitution we have made. कोई मतलब नहीं है. It may be the case constitution appears like something rubbish, but it can be better if the leader of the country would be better. But consider we have made a worse constitution and leader is better, right? Then the constitution can be great. But consider constitution is a good one. We have framed a good constitution. But leader of this country is not good. They are nefarious. They are communal. They are discriminatory. Even the best constitution cannot run the country. Cannot run the country. Right? समझ में आया? तो ये जो लेयर बाय लेयर जो क्लॉज डाले जाते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ द रीजन. समझ में आया? इसको मिटा दूं? Did you get the idea? कौन सा? आर्टिकल 15 क्लॉज 5, right? समझ में आया? Now look at article 16 clause 6. Now write down article 16 clause 6. ना ज्यादा क्लॉज सब क्लॉज है ना, राइट, बहुत ज्यादा है, बट यू राइट इट, नोट इट डाउन. A state can make a provision for reservation up to 10%. A state can make a special provision for reservation up to 10% in appointments. State can make a special provision for the reservation up to 10% in appointment or recruitment for EWS. For EWS. What would be the EWS shall be notified by the state time to time. What would be the criteria of EWS shall be notified by the government time to time. What would be the criteria for EWS shall be notified by the government time to time. Now सारा मसाला तैयार है रिजर्वेशन को डिस्कस करने के लिए, राइट? या वो कहते हैं खाना बनाते वक्त तो आप पहले प्याज काटते हैं, पहले कुक करते हैं. सो सारा चीज मैंने आपको काट तैयार है हमारा. वी कैन डिस्कस रिजर्वेशन, इशू ऑफ रिजर्वेशन. अब तेल डाल सकते हैं, राइट? यू मस्ट क्लियर अबाउट आर्टिकल 15 क्लॉज 3, 4, 5, 6 and then article 16, 4, 4A and then few judgment, right, that we have talked about, and also the first constitutional amendment act which we talked about came after the Champakam Dorairajan case, right? मुझे नहीं लगता कि ज्यादा बहस हो पाएगी, बट पता पाएंगे कि रिजर्वेशन क्या है. Now, how you can define reservation? What is the reservation for you? Positive discrimination or affirmative action of the state. Anyone? Yeah. What is the reservation? Priyanka? Vinay? Yeah. Sorry? It's a special provision for, जोर से बोलो ना, बोर्ड तो ऐसे बुढ़ा लोग होता है, पता है? वो ऑफिस बोर्ड में है, बोर्ड में इंटरव्यू होगा, बुढ़ा लोग होता है, उसका कान और खराब होता है. मेरा कान ठीक है, राइट? आई एम नॉट सो ओल्ड. हाँ, तो इतना जोर से बोलोगे तो वो ऐ करेगा या बोलेगा ये सॉरी आई डिडंट गेट इट. Many special provision for deprived classes. Okay, a special provision for socially disadvantaged group, right? Can I use this word, Vinay? Are you agree with this? This is a special provision na? Yes. Sorry. Additional approach, opportunity. Additional तब होता है जब सब इक्वल हो, तब एडिशनल होता है. Yeah, it is not additional. Look at the background of the SCST, the socio-economic background, the inadequacy, the wealth, the income, the honor. They are not equal. They certainly not equal. Additional तब होता है सबको एक एक ब्रेड दे दिया, सबके पास इक्वल ब्रेड है, और किसी को एक ब्रेड मैंने ज्यादा दे दिया. That is additional. But the reservation is not additional. It is something, enabling provisions, enabling the community to come up. right? Because one community is here and one community is here, and until you don't post them, they will don't come here. Sammy Maya, right? So it is a enabling provision. Right, मैं additional छोड़ रहा हूँ enabling, right? Enabling provisions for for empowerment. किसी ने रिजर्वेशन रिप्रेजेंटेशन की बात करी. Yes, yes. It is also about representation of community. Right? Anything else that you define reservation? Preferential treatment. Affirmative action का दूसरा नाम है preferential treatment, right? It is a preferential treatment, right, of any community. Why is it so? Because they are, right? Now it is also labeling up. It is a labeling field, right? ये लेबल कर रहा है. देखो, एक यहाँ पर है, एक यहाँ पर है, तो एडिशनल होगा तब तो यहाँ पर है तो एडिशनल होगा. एक कम्युनिटी यहाँ पर है, एक कम्युनिटी यहाँ पर है, राइट? तो इनेबलिंग है कि जो सो दैट यू कैन. अब मान लो एक बच्चा है और आप बड़े हो और बोर्ड इतना बड़ा हो, आपको बच्चे को यहाँ जितना छोटा बच्चा है, तो कुर्सी अगर एक आएगा तो मुझे मिलेगा या उसको मिलेगा. कंसीडर देयर इज अ स्मॉल किड, just standing just besides me, and one chair will come. Should I get chair to stand up, or should that child should get chair? The child should get chair to stand up so that they can see you. क्योंकि था नहीं है ना. Why is it so? Now that is a question. This is something. Why reservation? Why reservation was? Why reservation? Vanita, why reservation was given to the particular community? शिवा बोलो बोलो. अपलिफ्टमेंट के लिए. यस, मुझे बोलो. To upliftment. To whom? Upliftment of disadvantaged community. Right? This is one region. Then again, not equal treatment. It's called something called equity. There is a difference between equal treatment and equity. Equity is something called fair treatment. राइट? मान लो कुर्सी आएगा तो मान लो कि छोटा बच्चा है, बहुत छोटा, इतना बड़ा है, दो कुर्सी आ गया यहाँ पर, then I should get one chair and that kid should get one chair. मैं तो और इतना बड़ा हो जाऊंगा और बच्चा तो देख भी नहीं पाएगा. The both chair that that child should need. Are you getting my point? So equality is equal treatment, but the equity is a fair treatment, right? हाँ, positive aspects में. To rectify the past injustice of backward. Yeah, very good. Rectify the past wrong. Now, what is that wrong? That is complex historical injustice. ये बड़ा ही jargon word है, but you can use complex historical injustice. Caste system was a very complex system. It was not simple segmentation of society or simple hierarchy. Every society has hierarchy, right? But hierarchy was very much secular. If you look at US or UK or Europe, there is a hierarchy. Even in government offices, there are hierarchy. But hierarchy is very much on the basis of something called worth of the person or merit. But caste system was a hierarchy based on ritual, right? It was a ritual hierarchy. Right? Community was actually kept in a water type watertight, right? Caste system, like, this was a something, watertight meant tight compartment, 4 compartment. कोई यहां पर है तो यहीं पर है. Every person has caste, right? नहीं, every person has caste, and that caste has certain, order and hierarchy in the ladder, right? And if you look at Avarna, they face complex historical injustice, right? They was actually degraded, anything. Why again? Or kuch bhi? Yeah. Opportunity का मतलब ये नहीं होता equal opportunity, fair opportunities. Yeah, you are right, fair opportunity. I taught you roles. Talks about the fair opportunity, right? The office should not be equally open to all. मान लो कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं आपको प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ से एग्जाम्पल लेता हूं. आई थिंक एवरीवन यू टेक मेट्रो, और मेट्रो में क्या होता है, इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी होता है सबको चढ़ने के लिए. मेल क्या करता है, बिल्कुल घुस जाता है उसके अंदर. हैपन नाउ, फीमेल रिमेन वेरी स्कैर्ड. इट हैपेंस, what male goes and then sit. It happens now, but there are 2 seats are reserved for women. Even women enter later, women can get seat. Otherwise, a man will never give seat. Sometimes so बुढ़े लोग बैठ जाते हो, सीट नहीं देते. नहीं, मैं नहीं दूंगा. We all are equal. बैठे खड़े रहो. होता है ना, right? Now, madam, modern जमाना आ गया. We all are equal. You are me, both are equal. अब कोई इनइक्वालिटी नहीं है. खड़े रहो, मैं भी खड़ा रहूंगा, आप भी खड़े रहो. Have you seen such kind of person? Right? They never sit. बहुत लोग होते उठते नहीं हैं उस सीट पर से. होता है ना? But there are sensitive people, right? Anyway, so that is fair. A fair opportunity है कि भाई कुछ सीट उसमें रिजर्व रहो, नहीं तो घुसने नहीं देगा, right? अगर रिजर्वेशन ना हो तो घुस नहीं पाएंगे कहीं पर भी. सारा सीट कैप्चर हो जाएगा. होता रहा है. Look at history. History is that. Look at whatever history we have. The depressed classes or SC and ST have been, deprived of, the seats. Anywhere you can see. Look at the land. Who possesses the land? Most of the land are not possessed. No, most of the landless people are from SC. Most of, मतलब, right? समझ में आया? Why it is a fair equal opportunity बर्बाद कर देगा. So equal opportunity is not good idea. Fair opportunity, right? Few seats should be. और एक सीट पे ये लिखा रहता है, offer this seat who deserves और something कुछ लिखा रहता है. कभी पढ़ा है मेट्रो में ऐसे लिखा रहता है, या कहीं कहीं पे ये लिखा रहता है, offer this seat who needs more than you. That I have read somewhere. Now what does it mean? It means कि अगर ऐसी एक फेयर अपॉर्चुनिटी की बात नहीं होती तो लिखा नहीं रहता, राइट? अब वहीं पर मान लीजिए 5 लौंडे हैं, गबरू जवान, all are recruited for army. There will be no fair, there will be equal opportunity then, right? For 5 feet man, physically equally fit, they will get equal opportunity in order to recruitment in military, right? But when there is inequality behind, then you have to consider the fair opportunity. एक बार इक्वल लेवल पे तो फिर ठीक है, फिर कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, ठीक है? आप ऐसे नहीं कर सकते. अब फॉर एग्जांपल, अब आपको प्रैक्टिकल ढूंढना है. You know how many university in India? There are 50 central universities in India. Find out how many vice chancellor are from SC/ST. आप ये डेटा देख के लेना, and then you judge it. How many chief justices from SC/ST? Then you judge it. मैंने बोला ना, अगर मेट्रो का सीट अगर आप खोल दोगे और वहां पर नहीं रखोगे, सारा मेल जो है वो, और मेल में भी कौन जो सबसे ज्यादा, वो हाँ वो गबरू जवान होगा. that they will just push and then others and then sit. They will not allow other to sit if the proper arrangement are not med, right? The rest we will discuss later on reservation. Huh? Previous slide, okay. I hope I gave you some sense of reservation. Why reservation, right? Tomorrow I'll talk about horizontal reservation, vertical reservation, and the debate regarding reservation in India. Right? कल पूरा दिन वही बात होगी.